Hi, Algebra 1. We're moving into Lesson 9.1 today, and we are working with a graphing method. You will need your TI-84 today. We're going to look at these on the graphing calculator. And our essential question is, can you use graphs to solve systems of linear equations? So here's what's happening with systems of linear equations. We have three different scenarios. The first scenario, and the most common scenario, is you have one line with another line that creates a point that is an xy point that will be a solution to the systems of equations. The other scenarios, I have one line and another line that is parallel, where these two lines will never, ever, ever touch. So there will be no solution because they never touch. They're parallel lines. I didn't really draw those well, did I? I have another situation where I have a line and written a different way. I have the exact same line. So because this is the exact same line, this would be all solutions. No matter what number you put in for x and y, every single one would work. Sometimes the book calls this identity. I would take either answer because I am a smart girl. So we do have to know how to graph. The first thing is hopefully remember how to graph. So looking at example 1, I'm going to graph these two equations. You can either make a table, you can solve for y. So why don't I do two different ways? This one I'm going to solve for y. When I solve for y, I'm going to subtract 2x to each side. So y is equal to negative 2x plus 2. So I'm going to start on the y-intercept of 2, and I'm going to go down 1 over 1. Sorry, I said that wrong. Down 2 over 1, because I know my slope is 2 over 1. Down 2 from that point over 1. And I have a line right here. And it helps so much if you have graphing paper. I did not put graphing paper on my notes, and I regret that. The other way that we could solve, as I'm going to do on this one right here in pink, remember the y-intercept is when x is 0, and the x-intercept is when y is 0. So if this number was 0, it wouldn't even exist, right? So negative what is equal to 4? So the answer would be negative 4, because a negative, negative. So I know that 0, negative 4, is going to be one solution. So that's here. And then remember, the x-intercept is when y equals 0, so none of that would exist. And the x-intercept is positive 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this crosses right at that intersection. Remember I told you you'd see that intersection? That's right there, and luckily I can actually see that solution. That solution is at positive 2, negative 2. So the answer is going to be that xy point that shows right where, I guess that was the wrong color to use for a highlighter, right where it intersects. So you have two lines that intersect at 2, negative 2. Now, if you can, take some time and try to solve both of these for y's and put it in your TI-84. If you hit second calc, you will see at number 5, it says intersect. And we're going to do this in class. You are going to have to go to the left and then to the right and then make a guess. And it will land you right on that spot of 2, negative 2. Very helpful if you are able to use a calculator. Not all the time. And then the other thing is a lot of times you guys mess up solving for y. So just be really careful. All right, let's move on with this one. Let's graph. X minus 3y is equal to 2. So I'm going to graph this one using that xy intercept because it seems like the best method, and I will graph this one in orange. When x is 0, that doesn't exist, y would equal negative 2/3. When y is 0, x would equal 2. So let me make my graph. So at 2, 0, I have a dot. At 0, negative 2/3, again, that's a little hard. I have a dot, and I'm going to draw this line just like this. All right, for the next one, I'm going to solve for y. Why not? Add 1 to each side. 3y is equal to x plus 1. And when I divide each side by 3, it looks like y is equal to 1/3 x plus 1/3. So I'm going to start at 1/3, and it looks like I'm going to go up 1 over 3. Well, even though I have a horrible graph here, these lines look pretty parallel to me. So therefore, there is no solution. All right, so let's see what's happening with example 3. Example 3, I'm going to draw my graph first and foremost. And again, it's always good to practice putting these in your TI. Wow, that was really ugly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so let's graph. If I solve for y on the top, I'm going to subtract 2x to each side, and I have negative y equals negative 2x plus 1. And I change all the signs so I get 2x minus 1. We start at negative 1. We go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, and voila, that is the graph that we have. Hey, that was a pretty good line. If I solve the next one for y, I'm going to subtract 6x to each side. Negative 3y equals negative 6x plus 3. Divide through by negative 3, and y equals 2x minus 1. Look at that. It's the exact same line. So at negative 1, up 2 over 1. Notice this is the exact same line that I just drew. So when it's the exact same line, this is going to be all solutions, sometimes known as identity, infinitely many solutions. There are a couple ways that they write this. So practice this, practice it on your TI. Always graph by hand first because that's really, really important. You guys are doing well.